Hello everybody, Packard Sonic here. Late last year we lost a member of our team. You might remember her as Medusa Rance. She was a beautiful woman, inside and out. She was a very heart-filled woman. She didn't have too much bad to say about many people, except for the people that really upset her, and there wasn't too many of those, fortunately. In a moment, I'm going to be reading a blog post that she left on my page. I never published it because of the way she started it. And if you're familiar with Twitter, it will give you all the explanation why it was formed in that fashion. And with that, here is that blog post entry and a few things from the people who were close to her. D. Packard Sonic. Regarding the diatribe on your blog with the Christian on Facebook, I'll be pumping opinions your way all day. To begin with, you have the patience of a saint. So send me your right pinky. You'll be defied someday. I've had my tussles with the thumpers, as I refer to Christians. I don't spend that much time on Facebook because that's where all the nuts end up. Yourself excluded, of course. Remember the mother who was feeding her cows? Her infant was crying and mommy bashed the little bugger in the head and went back to her virtual farm. I have a covert Facebook account under Iola Askalos. That's my name in Greek. It pretty much ensures that not just anyone can friend me. Back to the thumper. 1. My first problem with thumpers is the paucity of their intellect. They read one book. Or they read books about that one book. You don't show up for a war with one gun. I would submit that the same logic applies to the thumpers. I believe they are afraid of knowledge, as the Bible tells them knowledge is evil. Maybe Darth Vader wrote the Bible. 2. Since thumpers only read one poorly edited and written book, their grammar is atrocious. As I am a grammar Nazi, this really gets my toga in a twist. A degree in astrophysics? This person is apparently watching way too much of the Jetsons. Or perhaps they were just flat out lying. Facts in grammar. I demand them for an astute debate or discussion. 3. Loved your line, quote, I wouldn't trust God in a lab with a bunch of 12-year-olds, unquote. Excellent. Quote, suffer the little children unto me, unquote. Yes, God has made untold billions of children to suffer. If I'm interpreting that line correctly, and I believe I am, in the literal sense, WC is how most thumpers view the Bible. 4. I would have loved to throw this shit in your thumper's face. Look at how many wars have been fought in the name of God. And it's still happening. Name me one war started by a bunch of atheists. 6. Narn? Spelling? Is that a disease? Narnia is the correct spelling, and that book is just as bad as the Bible, with its Jesus line, demonizing of women. Figures he would cite such an atrocious piece of drivel. 7. Yup. Scare a Christian and out come the guns. Where's the peace, man? Guns and God have become too familiar. It is absurd that we still live in a world where we start wars based on ephemeral fantasies. 8. Proof. It wanted proof. Has it not heard of mystical cloisters filled with free knowledge? They're called libraries. And yes, he should send his computer back until he learns how to read and write properly. Then he can has computer, but only under your supervision. I, too, have been dragged into tussles with the thumpers. I'm frankly surprised he didn't hurl these epithets at you. Nazi, pinko, faggot, cunt, whore, idiot, commie, left-wing nutjob. I've been called all that and more by Christians. All I say in return is what you have said. That's not very Christian of you. Kudos to you, Packard. Well done, and thank you for sharing it with all of us. This blog entry is like a primer as how to debate a thumper.
Hi, this is Eric. I have no thoughts. I would like to express my condolences to the family and friends of Medusa Rants. I enjoyed our discussions on the show and will miss her greatly.
Medusa Rants. We first met in the hashtag trenches on Twitter, and we became friends. You made clever and witty tweets, and we formed a little Twitter clique. It was Mohammed, Pedro, yourself, and me, and we would often tweet each other into long streams and shared links and pictures. And you were the center of this clique, and you were always the one that we were trying to impress and show off to. And then when you joined the podcast, I got to hear your voice for the first time. And then later on, I joined the podcast, and we got to actually talk to one another, and we became even more friends. And when we learned that you were sick, both the Twitter clique and our podcast family became very concerned. And when we finally learned of your passing, we all cried together. I still have a hard time grasping that you're gone. Whenever I sign on to Skype, I always expect you to chime in and talk to me like you've done so many times, and that call just doesn't come anymore. So, Jenny, you're missed, you're loved, and respect.
This is Crystal. This is by far the saddest thing I've ever had to record for the show, or really for anything. Medusa was very much part of our show, and a big part of our show. I miss seeing her. I still look for her to pop up every Wednesday. I miss hearing her laughter. I miss so many things about her. She's such an intelligent lady with so much knowledge to share, and she loved everybody. When she told you she loved you, she really meant it. If you chatted with her one time, you had a friend for life. And we really miss the heart of our show. I'll see you in the stars, sister. Take care, everybody.
Connie, Practical Magic 9 here. The conversation had just started, Medusa, and there's this hole. It can't be filled. There's no other Medusa Rants. There won't ever be another Medusa Rants. No one else will have your wit. No one else will have your sense of humor. No one else will have your laugh, which, to your credit, even though your disease was trying to take those things from you, you had them, you fought for them, and you kept them. You will be missed, but never forgotten. Wonderful, wonderful, witty woman. I just wish that we could have done that show together that we were going to do with Crystal, where we talked about women's rights. I think that would have been a lot of fun. So, you're solving that last great mystery. No matter what, I hope that you found peace and rest, because you deserve it. And if there is life after death, dang it, give 'em hell, Medusa. This is Practical Magic 9 saying, you were always excellent to me, and you are missed, my sister.